What's up? How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Not much. What do you mean? What do you mean by sin passing into? Oh, by the way, my name's Jacob. What's your name?
Name's Sven.
Finn. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
Sven.
okay. So you don't believe in God?
No, I was a Christian for 10 years, had my own ministry work for 4. But I asked you a question, which is how is it moral for God to allow the sin of Adam and Eve to pass into their innocent children?
See, I don't understand what you mean by that. What are you talking about?
So, original sin,
That's not
Adam
in
and
the Bible.
Eve.
That's Catholic
What,
teaching. That's not in the
what
Bible.
are you talking about?
Show me in the Bible where it says that Adam and Eve's innocent children are condemned for something they didn't do. It's not
Are,
there. I'm against that teaching just like you are. The Bible doesn't promote it.
yes, it does.
Where?
You, so, have you never read Genesis?
It's not in Genesis.
Really, you don't believe that Genesis says that Adam and Eve sinned and that through that sin, death entered the world?
That's not. See, you said original sin. Death entering into the world is an original sin.
Oh, please explain that.
Original sin is the concept that Adam and Eve's children are guilty for something their children didn't do.
Oh, where'd you go?
I'm still here. Yeah, Adam and Eve, them sinning and having physical consequences brought upon all mankind. That's not original sin. Are you still there? Are you still there? I'm gonna have to log you off. I can't hear you saying nothing. Can you hear me? I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, no, sorry about that, Burrow. My headset tried to connect to another device. I apologize.
Can I show you the verse which actually says original sin's not in the Bible?
Sure, go ahead.
It's Romans chapter 7, verse 9. And so the concept of original sin is that all children are born spiritually dead. But Paul says this,
Yep.
I was alive without the law once. And then Paul says, after I was alive, then I died. So Paul taught spiritual life comes before spiritual death. And so you can't be born spiritually alive if original sin is true.
So you don't believe that God breathed into Adam the breath of life?
What does that have to do with original sin?
So God breathed into Adam the breath of life and made him a living soul, yes?
That's what the Bible teaches.
Okay. And then through Adam, sin entered the world, yes?
Are you quoting Romans 5:12?
No, I'm not. I'm quoting Genesis.
Okay. Yeah, through Adam, sin, because sin at that point there was no transgression of mankind in the world. And even though Eve transgressed first, it says it was through Adam that transgression entered into the world.
Right. See, you understand that Adam sinned, yes? Adam and Eve committed a transgression.
Yep.
And through that, they were doomed to die. That is how death entered the world, yes?
Well, physical, yeah, that physical death passed upon everyone, not spiritual. Spiritual death passes upon a person once they reach an age of understanding and choose to do what they know is wrong.
Interesting. So you realize that Adam and Eve were always meant to live forever, correct? They
Yeah,
were born perfect.
the soul lives forever.
Right.
Right.
So why were everyone past Adam and Eve doomed to die?
So what do you think, that Adam and Eve were supposed to have children and put their infants in the garden, and their children and their children take care of themselves as a 1-day-old baby put in the garden that their parents aren't allowed to care for them? And plus, it's just a physical circumstance of something happening. Like, imagine this.
What do you mean
Imagine-
physical circumstance? We're talking about spiritual beings.
No, we're talking about physical. You brought up physical death. Why are you talking about something spiritual being passed upon everyone, and we're talking about physical death?
Okay, how did physical death enter the world?
Because they were separated from the tree of life.
Right. So that was a choice that Adam and Eve made. So why were their offspring subjected to the same fate when they weren't even born yet?
It's just, it happens all the time. Even in other countries, if your parents ever got banned from a country.
What do countries have to do with this? We're talking about
Yeah,
the
we're talking
beginning
about
of
logic.
life.
We're talking about logic. You were originally talking about original sin, and now you're talking about physical death. So what do you want to talk about? Because at first you're talking about
That's-
original sin.
Physical death is a result of original sin. That's what the Bible says.
No, it doesn't. No, the Bible verse that says that. You're making stuff up.
I'm making stuff up. Then you've never read the Bible.
I have. Which is why I know you're making it up. Just bring it up. People in the chat who are watching, they want me to take you to this verse if you've ever seen this. It's Ezekiel 18, which talks about, it says, the soul that sinneth it shall die. But look what it says, the son shall not bear the iniquity of the father.
Exactly. The soul that sinneth shall die. So how can the innocent children of Adam and Eve, how can they be doomed to die before they sinned? They did not have the chance to sin.
Hey, what this is talking about is somebody who's held accountable, who is at an age of understanding, saying, like, if, say, imagine this, say you have a 30-year-old son and a 50-year-old dad, and the 50-year-old dad committed murder. Do you want to put to death the son with the father because the son didn't do anything? You only put to death the father. That's what this is talking about.
Okay, you keep talking about an age of understanding.
That's what the Bible talks about.
So if you have a child right now,
Yeah.
and that child does nothing, we put them in a coma, they cannot sin,
Why would
that
you
means
put
they'll
them-
never die?
Why would you put a? What do you mean you put them? Why would you put them in a coma?
Because now they cannot sin. They can never make a choice for themselves. They can never transgress. They will still die. You realize that, right? They
Yeah,
will
Romans
suffer the
7.
consequences of sin without ever having sinned.
Yeah, Romans chapter 7, verse 9 talks about spiritual death, how spiritual death passes upon each man, and that's when you reach an age of understanding. But the Bible mentions there's events where children under 2 years old were slaughtered, but they were in a spiritually alive condition.
What does that have anything to do with what I just said?
Because you mentioned children under 2 who have no opportunity to do right or wrong. Why are they being slaughtered? But here they are in a spiritually alive
No,
condition.
no, I'm saying why will they die?
Because they're separated from the tree of life.
And whose choice was that?
It's a physical
Not theirs.
consequence. It's a physical consequence. It's just like this. Imagine this. Imagine
Physical.
Look, let me ask you this. Imagine if you're in middle school and your parents get a DUI and you have to take the bus to school for the rest of your life, or the grade school. Was it your choice to take the bus or your parents?
Now you fell into it. See, God is not a mortal, limited
Hey, answer the
being.
question.
He's an omnipotent and omniscient being.
Answer the question. Whose choice is that?
It was the parents.
Okay, but then when I said that,
Who is the parent?
I brought up
Who
the
is
same-
the parent of mankind?
when I brought up the same example. So, but you don't believe in God, so you don't think there's any need for anyone to be forgiven today?
No, I don't believe in a moral God anymore.
I don't even know if you're talking about mortal.
Moral.
So you don't believe in morals?
No, I don't believe that an omnipotent and omniscient God, as described in the Bible, can be moral.
You know what's sad is that you are arguing so much and you're promoting the ideology that it's okay to go into a mother's womb when she's pregnant and unalive the baby.
What? When did I say that?
Why not?
When did I? No. You're trying to put words in my mouth. You tried to completely change tracks,
No, I
get
didn't.
off what we were talking about, and you tried to put words in my mouth. That is not what I said.
Okay, so if we adopt your perspective of your worldview, where are you getting the idea that that's wrong?
You don't think pain and suffering is wrong?
Oh, so you're against that?
Absolutely.
So where did you get the moral that pain and suffering is wrong?
We are the experience of the universe itself. Moral truth is a universal truth. It requires no God. Where does God get his morals from?
No, because now, okay, look, you're saying that pain and suffering itself is wrong, but then there's people who like to inflict pain and suffering. So then how are you going to tell them that they're wrong?
And they are wrong.
Okay, I'm going to have to let you go because you're not giving a standard of truth. You're just making stuff up.
No, the standard of truth is pain and suffering is wrong. I think we can all agree on that, yes?
If there's no law above us, no, not for the person who likes to perform pain and suffering. So you created a standard.
So if God likes to inflict pain and suffering, then it's okay?
You created a standard that you're putting on someone else. Why are you doing that?
No. Answer the question. If God inflicts pain and suffering, is that okay? Is that moral?
Yeah, so I'll just let him go. He's trying to put a standard above other people while saying that other people are incorrect for putting a standard above you.